Hello, my name is Angelica Feuer, and I'm here with one of our students, Andrea Casper, who recently passed the NCLEX, and she would like to share her story in her own words. How did she prepare and pass the NCLEX? So welcome, Andrea, and thank you so much for making the time to meeting with me. I know you're very busy. Actually, I know you're at work.
Yeah.
So you made the time to do this, and it's extra special that you did that. So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions just to get to know you a little bit more and your story. So the first question is, when did you take the test?
Hi, thanks for having me. I took the test on August 7th of 2023.
Okay, so it's very recent.
Yes.
Very recent. And did you take the RN or the LPN?
I took the RN NCLEX.
Okay. I'm curious to know if you can share with us which school did you attend?
I went to Northwest Technical College, which is a small community college in northern Minnesota.
Okay, good. And in the school, did the school provide an NCLEX review course for you?
They went through, I'm trying to remember the name of it. I want to say ATI. I think that's a program. They had just purchased, the school had just purchased the program, so they were using it with my class.
Okay, and did you take other review courses? How did you prepare? Because now we're on 2023, so I want to know a little bit what happened since graduation.
So what happened was that all through RN school, I was pregnant with my oldest, so the first time, and I graduated 2 weeks before she was born. And so I waited until after I had my daughter to take the NCLEX for the first time. But I was dealing with a lot of postpartum issues at that time, and I really shouldn't have taken it, but I did, and I obviously didn't pass. And so I went from and from there, I knew I shouldn't have taken it. Later on, she must have been, I think she was about 10 months old, maybe a year. So probably close to a year after I graduated. I studied a bunch. I did not take a review course. I just studied with all the material that I had.
On your own.
Yeah. And I took it again. That time I did not pass, obviously. But I was really close because they would send you a letter and tell you which areas of the exam that you kind of struggled with or were close to. I did end up, I can't remember the question guidelines, but I remember I got the maximum amount of questions at that time, the second time. Right. And it was really close, but I didn't make it. And then I took it again about a year and a half after I graduated. So like maybe 6 months after that. And I studied with all the same material that I still had. I didn't take a review course. And that time I was preparing for it. However, one of my immediate family members was really sick and ended up passing away the night before my test.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah. So I still went and took it, but I didn't pass. And I'm sure that had a lot to do with it.
Oh, sure. Yep. So was that your third time taking the test?
Yep. So that was the third time. And that was, I graduated in May of 16, and that was in August of 17.
Right. And then so after the third time failing, how did you hear about Feuer Nursing Review?
Well, so then after that, I was a stay-at-home mom anyway, and I was due with my second child at that time. And so I just decided to focus on my kids. And we've since moved and a whole bunch of life changes. And now I'm back in the work field all these years later. And I wanted to get back into nursing and actually use my degree and try again. So Minnesota actually has a requirement where if you don't take your NCLEX and pass it within 5 years of graduation, you have to take a review course.
Right.
And they have certified review courses listed on their website.
Yeah,
and
I know we're
no,
listed there. Yeah.
and yours is actually your program is one of the ones they had listed. And so what I looked for was something that I could see face to face. It was live, but something that was online, because now I live in Alaska, so we're really far away. Like, and you had actual books that I could read and look through and stuff. So all the good things that I know work for me. And so that's what brought me to your program and helped me choose that one out of the ones that were listed. So I took it and I passed, and I actually did really great, because I think the minimum is 75 questions.
Right.
And it shut off at 85 this time. So
that's great. That's
yes,
great.
and
So
I went through, and after your class, I did all the programs that you offer online and that teachable
right.
stuff.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
yeah, it all really worked.
Okay, so you found the course to be well organized. And,
I did, yeah.
okay, so what do you say in a few words, if you can tell me, what is it that you think was the most helpful from the review course that helped you the most to prepare?
I think what helped the most was those 5 days. They did get really long, but like it was worth it. The pharmacology day was that was intense, but I struggle with pharmacology, so I know that. I think the thing that helped a lot was the videos and being able to go back and like there was a couple points that I remember thinking like, oh, I want to go back to this part of the lecture. And so I wrote it down. And so when I would study, I could go back to those live lectures that we had and listen to it again.
Right, to
that helped a lot.
Right. Okay, great. So now you're working and providing for your family. Things
Yes.
You're in good shape, huh?
Yes, and it's kind of exciting. I'm not using the license yet. So because we've switched states, but I went to school in Minnesota, I took the test to for the Minnesota license. Now that I have that, I put in the application to get the Alaska license. So I'm still waiting for that to come through.
You moved to Alaska to live there permanently?
Yes, yes. Yeah, one of their stipulations is that if you don't have the work history, you have to pass the NCLEX within 2 years before applying for their licensure. And so that's obviously what I did.
So Andrea, this is a wonderful story that I'm sure many students out there will feel inspired, and they will probably think, well, if she can do it, I should do it too. So
yes,
the idea of this testimonial is to tell people out there that there are review courses that can help them, and to not to feel defeated when they fail one time, because sometimes it takes more than one time. For different people fail for different reasons, and it doesn't, the important thing is to keep trying, because look at your story. After you failed 3 times, but then after the 4th time, now you have a license, you're starting a new life, you have 2 children. I mean, things are really good for you, right?
Yes. Yes, I like it was something I didn't want to give up, because for one, it's expensive to go to nursing school, and for 2, it like I think it's a really good story to have, just because it's been over 7 years since I went to school and I was still able to pass, but I contributed all to your guys' program. I really do.
But it also takes 2 to tango, as I said.
Yes.
And your sense, I'm sure you have a sense of accomplishment as a woman, as a professional, and this is a story one day you'll share with your children. So it's great. So thank you so much for making the time, and good luck to you to a very long and healthy career in nursing. I know you'll do great. Thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.